Hey, I'm Jess Hugo, personal trainer and nutritionist, and I am here to show you that life is messy, but we're doing it anyway. Welcome to Doing It Anyway, the podcast for building the life that you want without burning out. Let's get into it. Growth is one of the most exciting things ever, and you wouldn't actually know that if you haven't experienced it before. And there's going to be two types of girls listening to this. There's going to be the types of girls that are really actively already, like you're probably the girl who's already actively working on growth. You're trying to get outside your comfort zone. You're doing things that scare you often. You're working towards that bigger thing. But there are going to be girls in here who maybe have never experienced this level of growth. And that's not to say you don't want it. You obviously clicked on this episode for a reason, but I think it's really, really important to understand there's like duality in both of it. Some of you may not resonate with some of the stuff I'm saying. Some of you might be like, fuck, this is actually me. Reality is, people can't handle you becoming that girl. People can't handle you having growth when they're not having growth. People cannot handle to see your success, your growth, your development. And sometimes this topic can be like really negative. I think this, for me, the way that I want to talk about this is like actually just seeing what you're capable of and pulling apart like who's caring for you, who's not, and what I actually do in these situations, rather than like harping on about the tall poppy syndrome and the, jealousy and all of this shit. I think it's really important to just like see yourself in it, because growth feels really exciting. Working on this new level of you feels really, really exciting. It's so cool to achieve things. And I feel like now so many of us achieve so much like in silence, and it feels really hard to share anything about it or talk about it, especially because you don't want things to like maybe go to shit, fall apart, whatever it may be. So it can be really, really hard because you're like kind of gatekeeping this like exciting life development, and you might be telling like maybe your family and like a couple close friends or your partner or whatever, but you're kind of gatekeeping it until like you're ready to tell the world. And so you put it out there and then someone reacts badly, because not everyone's going to celebrate your successes, right? People will say things like, you've changed, you used to be fun, skipping this won't work. Like whenever you kind of change your friendship groups, who's around you, there's going to be people that are inspired by you and people that are jealous of you. There's going to be people that question you for what you do. There's going to be people that back you. I try to see the best in everyone and try to kind of gas everyone up, because I really think everyone's just kind of on their own journey doing their own thing, but you can definitely tell who gets things and who doesn't get things. So like, for example, I find that people hyper watch and are hyper aware of like what I do when it comes to like nutrition and training and things like that, because I know that's my job. So not just like, clients or whatever. I'm actually talking about like just people that I'm friends with or whatever. They want to see like what food I order. They want to see like how I go about training for a particular thing. And some of them want to know because they have genuine interest. Some of them want to know because they're forming opinions about me in their head and want to see how I live up to that opinion, right? Because they're just weird about your success. I'm trying to like tell you something without telling you something. Like I'm like, how am I going to word this? Just like spit it out. Literally the other day, I had someone kind of already come in to defense in a conversation with me because they knew what I did and they already felt inferior to the fact that I was doing essentially what they wanted to do. Not the same industry or anything like that, but essentially like, she's running a business, I want to run a business. And how the conversation kind of went was, I had no thoughts and feelings that were negative about what she was saying. I was thinking, yep, like perfect, good for you, like that's stunning, like yep, for sure. Like I didn't have any judgments or anything, but I felt how the conversation went on that this girl had already kind of assumed how I was going to respond and assumed it was going to be negative, and kind of just went about thinking like, yep, she's going to think she's better than me because she's doing all the things I want to do. And she just kind of like made this whole assumption about me. So she actually came into the conversation super defensive and was like, yeah, well, I am younger than you, so I haven't actually got there yet, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, first of all, you obviously don't know anything about me because I hype everyone up. So you obviously don't know me from a bar of soap. Second of all, I don't know why you came in and like got so weird in this conversation. Like, you don't need to see me doing stuff and get jealous and weird about it. You can actually just see it as inspo. And I talk about this a lot, but everyone that I work with, I network with, I'm friends with, whatever, if they're doing something I want to do or they're doing better than me or whatever, I use it as inspo. I never get wrapped up in what they're doing and feel inferior to them. I never feel like, wow, they're just so like, it's literally, I can't even tell you a story because none of those stories even come into my head. But for me, I'm always like, wow, what an inspiration. You're so fucking cool. And even if it's like something of like, I would love to know how you did this, I'm asking questions because you're not going to get better by asking questions. And I even reflected on the conversation with this girl and I was like, she could have used the opportunity in a one-on-one setting to talk to me and say, how did you do this? I would love insight onto this. But instead, she just felt so inferior. And I know that I can come across really, really strong and opinionated. But in this conversation, I genuinely wasn't. I was just hearing this girl out. And I was like, why wouldn't you just ask me for advice and ask me questions and like take the opportunity rather than coming in really negative? Because obviously, people know I'm already doing it. I recently was talking to someone and she was like asking me for, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll sign up, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, oh yeah, like I'll take your card details like on this fucking paperwork. And I was like, girl, you need to set up online payments. Like, I was like, what? But that's the business owner in me. And then literally the next week she'd like done it and she was like, so sorry, like you pushed me to do this, blah, blah. And I was like, good. It will literally save you so much time. I don't know why we're doing the manually, babe, which is unrelated. But like, I'm the type of person that yes, will push you, but that like gave her great insight and helped her to do something. But the other girl just came in really, really negative. And I think it's because there's two different types of people, right? You can want growth, but you can get jealous of other people's growth, or you can want growth and ask for help and not get jealous of people and like rely on people as a bit of a network and a person to brainstorm with. I messaged some of my friends the most redonkulous shit and we're going back and forth. Redonkulous is back in, by the way. I've been saying it all week. Sorry. We'll go back and forth and brainstorm ideas and just chat shit and like figure it out together. I never once think, oh my God, I hope they don't steal that idea from me and vice versa, because I can also talk to some of my friends and give them great ideas too. I'm like, that was a 10 out of 10 idea. People would pay for that if I was in marketing. I was like, that is 10 out of 10. So I think it's really important to know that like, if you're willing to grow and receive, you're gonna be able to receive, but you need to give. Does that make sense? I feel like that was like a roundabout way, but the girls that get it. Because it's not just about jealousy, right? Genuinely, sometimes people fear you doing better than them because they fear losing this version of you. People actually can't handle, and it's taken me so many different conversations, years, friendships, whatever, to figure out like some people genuinely just can't handle you being more successful than them. Some of them genuinely can't handle you potentially leveling up because in their head that equals you changing and you not being available to do the same shit as them. And whether that's even something super like random, like you used to go out with them all the time, clubbing, drinking, whatever. Now you're wanting to level up, so you've kind of detached from that friendship group, you're drinking less, you're going out less. They now think you're changing and they don't want you to change, so they try to pull you back into that. And to me, that's not a good friend. I am breaking up the episode to talk about how 50% of you are not subscribed to the podcast. If you've been getting any kind of value, tips, tricks, implementing anything, I would love if you could follow along. It really helps me help you bring on bigger guests and just create more content around everything you're needing to build your dream life. So if you haven't already, take a second, follow along on whatever platform you're listening to, and let's get back to the podcast. But equally, I would never surround myself with those types of friends anyway, because I'm looking for friends that also want to grow, not want to be stuck in the same high school bullshit on and on and on. But again, that is your choice to make. But some people, they just are genuinely fearing losing you because you're going to keep moving forward. And then sometimes that kind of growth reminds them they're not growing. They realize like, oh fuck, like I'm just going to use myself as an example. This is hypothetical, but like, oh, Jess doesn't want to drink with us anymore. Like she just thinks she's better than us. Like, oh, now I'm just the only one left in the group kind of drinking and whatever. Bad example because it was fake, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they then start questioning themselves, and that can project on you because they're really scared. They don't know what they're doing with their life. They don't know how to make it work, which again is why I'm like, you should actually rely on your network and create these connections with people rather than being inferior and scared and just questioning everything. I think as well, oh my God, I'm going to sneeze. Okay, I didn't. Sorry. I think as well, when people say all these things, you start to doubt yourself a little bit. And I noticed that recently I was hearing everyone doubting themselves with stuff. And then I like started having like a little thought of doubt because they had started the ball rolling on the doubt. And I was like, that is not even my opinion or my projection. That was actually someone else's projection. And now I'm thinking it. And I think it's because if you get told the same thing over and over, you're going to believe it. It's like a lie, right? If you keep telling the same lie over and over, you start believing it's the truth and you can't actually differentiate between the two. So I think it's really important as well to not get caught up in other people's projections and opinions, because thinking things like, I probably can't do that, I'm probably not smart enough, I'm probably not good enough, you only think that because other people have said that. You have a story there where someone has told you in the past that you're not good enough at succeeding at something. You're not good enough at achieving something. You're not going to get somewhere. There's a story in the past always defining you. And I know I shared this in a bit more of a chatty episode, but like, for example, people calling me fat from the age of 11, 10. So then I spent so much time from 10 to 20, 21 thinking like, oh my God, I'm so fat. Everyone thinks I'm fat. I'm so fat. Nothing fits me. I look so fat. Like, because people had already told me all these things. And yes, there's the caveat to that of like, yes, I gained weight in that time and all of the things. But I think also as well, like I already had that story from 10 years old that I was fat because someone else said I was fat. Because if they're going to say it enough, if they're going to message me enough, if they're going to put it out there enough, I'm going to believe it, because I was 10. So I wasn't strong-minded and strong-willed to be like, that's not even true. So really like seeing who you surround yourself with as well, because their projections are going to become your reality. You're going to think that, and then you're going to talk yourself out of actually like succeeding and growing, because you're going to believe their stories because they're actually trying to drag you down. And I think that like it's keeping yourself small, right? Because sometimes we fail, and that's fine, but then subconsciously we're like, oh well, everyone thought I was going to fail anyway. That's really embarrassing for me, because like failure feels really safe, whereas like everyone's going to back you in the failure, like, oh, it's fine, it's really, really hard. But then if you succeed, everyone's just like, congratulations, side eye, right? Because everyone's so weird and jealous. Don't be a weird and jealous person. I feel like it just literally like, good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who are positive. Good things come to those who are like open to receiving. I think if you're being really closed off, you're constantly comparing, feeling jealous, really like not being a supportive friend and person, like you're not going to actually see the success and the results that you want to see. And this is like not just friendships as well. I think, oh my God, guys, my nose is really like, it's needing to sneeze and it's not happening. I think as well, it happens a lot with like parents, or like even if you have like any step parents, step siblings, it feels really uncomfortable and weird. And it's like they tear us down to try to bring us down, because they know like, oh, if I treat, again, this is all like hypothetical, but if I treat Jess like shit, then she's going to question herself. She's going to probably put out less content. She's going to feel less confident facing in front of the camera. She's going to doubt her processes, her services, like whatever it might be. And then she's actually not going to succeed. So for me, I actually go the opposite way. When someone is actually hating on me, you know, trying to do something negative to me, sending me a nasty email, like whatever the thing might be, it actually fuels my fire, because I can see it from an angle of like, first of all, really neutral now, which I was like, am I broken? Am I numb? Why am I not upset about this? But I think it's just seeing things in a really neutral light, but also like, okay, you're obviously actively trying to bring me down. I can tell by the language, the tone, the energy, like you're obviously jealous, trying to bring me down. I don't really know. Something's obviously going on with you. You're projecting onto me. And what would they like to happen in this outcome, right? They would like me to get upset. They would like me to do what they're saying that they want me to do. They would like the outcome they would like, and whatever the thing may be. But I actually go the other way, and I'm like, this is so motivating to work harder, because I'm seeing firsthand these girls don't want me to succeed. These people don't want me to go to the next level. They want to drag me down while I'm in the ultimate growth phase. And I'm like, okay, I have a choice here. My choice is, do I go and continue to grow and continue to, you know, push the boundaries and get uncomfortable and, you know, get a bit stressed and all of the things, or do I sit here in this and like let them consume me? And lately, like, you know, all these things happen in the back end, and I literally the other day was like, I actually don't give a fuck. I literally don't give a fuck. You've motivated me to work harder. You've motivated me to clean up any like energy leaks in my side of things and just actually go tenfold, because they can't handle me becoming that girl. This is like such a big realization, right? Because people won't want to grow with you. They won't want to see you grow. And this is like what you see a lot of the time. Even like, say you started as like a receptionist, right? That is like the very bottom level, like entry level job in this company. And then say that you start slowly increasing in roles and now you're a manager. But say you started a receptionist at the same time as this other girl and you became quite good friends. that girl doesn't get the promotion, you get the promotion. Now this girl is resenting you. And then you're thinking, I'm not worthy of this promotion. I don't know if I should be manager. It's put this friction in this relationship. It shouldn't be that way. If they're a genuine friend, they should be really happy and excited for you. They should be so excited that you're getting it. Yeah, of course it's going to sting that, oh, I went for the promotion, I didn't get the promotion. In the same breath, it's like, okay, good things come to those who wait. Something will come to me next. My time will come. I'm just going to keep working. And that is like truly what has gotten me through years of business. I think people think business is so easy. When I was reflecting the other day, I'm going off topic, but I think you guys love when I do this anyway. I was reflecting the other day and I was like, not many coaches have lasted in the industry. So many coaches I know, like personal trainers, have gone and now they just do like UGC. Now they just do content. Now they're back in jobs, face to face, like in gyms for other companies. And this is not me judging anyone. It is what it is. People have to do what they have to do. But I think as well in that, it's like, wow, a lot of people came into it thinking like, it's going to be so easy. I'm going to make a quick buck, like whatever they were thinking. Reality is it's a fucking grind. It's hard work. It's crazy hours. It's nonstop. Look at all the content you put out, like all of the things. And let's be real, most people were not cut out for this fucking grind, right? So then they had to go do something else, which again, it's fine, do what you want to do. But I was reflecting on this the other day, like looking around, just I'd seen a couple girls that I used to know in the industry, like now doing UGC, now just being like mum creators and things like that. And I was like, wow, like I used to think they're so cool, they're so inspirational, and like they're doing things I want to do in a couple years, like they're so far ahead, and now they're not even doing it. So it just goes to show as well, like if you keep pushing and going, even when the years feel slow, even when you feel like you're doing everything and nothing's working, if you like keep going, like watch what happens. Because most of these people probably weren't so as successful as they were portraying. They probably weren't seeing the results and the money and all of the things that they wanted to see. And it is a bit of a slow grind. It's a slow burner book. It's taken 400 pages to get to the fucking plot, and some people don't want to wait those 400 pages. But if I compared myself in that time and gave up, I would not have had the success that I've had. I would not be where I am right now. So I think as well, it's really just remembering to not get caught up in everyone else's successes, to really like play the long game. If you're passionate enough about something as well, I think that it's somewhat easy to play the long game. Like I know for me, I couldn't really see myself doing anything else other than like all the things I'm doing now. I genuinely, like if someone said to me like what would you do? I'd probably work in the library. Like literally there's nothing else that I'm really interested in. I love the little library though. You need qualifications to work in the library though, which I don't have. Because who the fuck has that? That's very, very niche. I feel like you'd have to go out of your way to go get those qualifications. But I'm like, I wouldn't change jobs because I'm genuinely really passionate about like what I'm doing, and I genuinely really like it, and I enjoy content, and I enjoy coaching, and I like, you know what I mean? I enjoy all the elements, because let's be real, I'm not just a coach. I'm not just a nutritionist. Like it's not just that. It's like the content, the marketing, like there's so many things to it, but I genuinely do enjoy it all. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's really, really hard. I'm one girl trying to do fucking everything. But I think as well, like, you're going to have success if you keep showing up for yourself, keep doing the things, keep ticking the boxes every single day, whether that's in a career, whether that's in health and fitness, whether that's in even like a single girl era. I see a lot of girls talking about how they're really struggling to find the right one. Keep going on dates, keep showing up. Don't feel discouraged because you had a shit date last week. Just keep going. You never know who the fuck is going to turn up on the other side of that table. You never know who you'll stroll across. I think as well, I literally saw the other day on TikTok and I was like, this is so funny. This girl was going to a date and she ran into this other guy casually like on the way to the date, and then this guy was asking her out and she was like, I'm actually heading to a date right now. And I was like, well, what are the chances? What if you didn't go to that date and you weren't planning to, and like you were like, I can't be bothered or whatever? You would have never met the potential person on the date. You would have never met the potential person beforehand, because how are you supposed to get any opportunity from just laying in bed and staying home, right? So it's really like putting yourself out there, being excited, like getting knocked down and literally just getting straight back up, which I literally was watching the footy, not watching. I don't really watch. I sit there and I'm like, oh, get this off my screen. But Reece Walsh, that's the only player we all know, let's be real. He fell. Like, he didn't fall, sorry. No, he got tackled, like, so hard to the ground, and then he just got straight back up. And I was like, yep, you get knocked down, you just get straight back up. You just get up straight away. You don't even think about it. And I feel like you need to take some of that energy, some footy energy, into your successes and growth, because stop playing small. I think the rest of the year is yours. We're going to go back into summer. It's going to be our hot girl summer. I'm really fucking excited for the rest of the year. Like, it's feeling really, really good and promising and all of the things. And I think that starts with your growth and your development. But I think really as well, being prepared for friendships to die off and being okay with that, because we're working on ourselves. I feel like I talked about so many things, but that is all from me, and I will catch you in the next one. And that is a wrap on another episode of Doing It Anyway. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would love for you to rate it 5 stars, share it with your friends, share it on your stories. And if you have any feedback, I would love to hear it. Please shoot me a DM on Instagram. All my links are below. See you in the next episode.